Hello, everybody. This is Boxing Bros UK. I am a Hister Boss, Chris. This is my co-host, Andrew the Boxing Brain. Topic of the day is the Bull versus the Rhino. It's the rematch that we thought was a robbery. Let's see if Dave Allen can do it right this time and get the nod.
Well, that brings me nicely into the first question, Chris. The first two are fairly similar, but the first one is if Allen can come in any sort of shape, right? Let's say if he actually comes in some sort of decent shape,
yeah.
Well, and I'm going to reserve judgment until I see all the weigh-ins and the rest of it because I'm never sure with him. It's like Fury. I mean, all these kind of camera shots and all the rest of it. I'm never quite sure.
Yeah, like he's catfishing us with this. He looks like an Adonis now.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, exactly, like all these women do on the bloody social media site. Yeah. But if he can come into this with any sort of shape and get the job done on Fisher, do you think, Chris, he can win an English, because the English title's vacant now? Can he win an English or a British title?
Who, Dave Allen? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, I think. The thing with Dave Allen is people underestimate him. When he's switched on, he can be half decent, and obviously he fucks himself up. He doesn't train, but sometimes I feel like he doesn't believe in himself, so he doesn't train, so he's got an excuse when he loses. You know?
It seemed that way, didn't it? Like, I wasn't in shape, I didn't train. Yeah.
Because sometimes he used to win on just pure will and ability, because I tell you what Dave Allen's got. He's got a fucking cast iron chin like Oliver McCall, let me tell you. Yep, he's never been down. He's quick. He's jacked. But he ain't been put on his arse. That guy's got a cast iron chin, which is
this is where I think maybe this is just, I'll get back to a question in a minute, but this is where I think maybe he was thrown in there too quickly for Fisher. And I've got another question for Eddie Hearn for you about Eddie Hearn at the end. Because, Allen's been in there against Luis Ortiz. He's been in there against, top opponents. He knocked out Lucas Brown.
Yeah.
Lucas Brown was a former champion.
Yeah.
Hits hard. So, and my second question then, Chris, is for Fisher, but it's the same question but slightly different. So, if Fisher makes the necessary adjustments, and just to give my take on this, he only needs to make some small adjustments. He needs to pace himself much better. Don't blow your load within the first 4 rounds. Because with Allen, I think the way to beat him is to break him down.
Yeah.
You got to break him down. Shot selection, pick your moments, and try and break down Allen's resilience, because he is very, very tough, like you say. If he does make the adjustments, Fisher, and he does win on Saturday night, do you think he can win an English title or a British title?
Well, I want to say absolutely yes. Yes. I do think he can. I do think he can do that. He's young enough and he's good enough to do that. Yeah, for sure.
What is he, 20?
27. I think he's 27, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I know he's a bit stiff, but Mark Tibbs is a good trainer, and I just don't know what his ceiling is, but I'll come to that in a minute. Yeah, so obviously the current British heavyweight champion's David Adelaide. How do you think, give me like a breakdown of whoever wins, give me, if Allen wins, tell me how he does it, and if Fisher wins, tell me how he does it. How would they fare against David Adelaide if that was the fight next? What would happen, do you think?
I think they both can beat Adelaide. To be honest, I don't know. I'd say Fisher gets knocked out by Adelaide. And I think Dave Allen could beat Adelaide on points because he throws. Now he's more experienced. He's throwing more, as we've seen in that Fisher fight. If he throws more and he'll be able to take Adelaide's power.
Yeah,
Fisher's going to be able to take it.
Stylistic, that's an interesting analysis actually, because stylistically, Allen could be terrible for Adelaide because, like you say, Allen, who knows if it is, sometimes his punch output can be decent. We saw against Fisher, the first 4 rounds, I was thinking, fucking hell, Allen's doing nothing. But then I remember texting you, and I realised, it's his game plan is to wear Fisher out. He's using a bit of that experience. And I think with Adelaide and Allen, if they both go in there not throwing, it could absolutely stink the place out. I think it's one of those where it's one of those, it just is how you see it. I think Fisher, I think his bum might go a little bit in the Adelaide. I don't know. I think the lack of it, I think Adelaide might clip him with one of them big left hooks.
That's what I think. I think styles make fights. I think Dave Allen has got more of a chance of beating Adelaide than Fisher just because he's got a better chin and more experience. And I think Fisher would get knocked out by Adelaide. I do.
Because that's why I wanted to ask you, because the winner of this, could be in line for something like that. Or, I don't know, I could see sort of, if Allen wins, not Fisher, because I don't think they'll put him in there, but I think if Allen wins, I think they might try and feed into Atoma and try and give Atoma rounds. That could potentially happen. I could see that happening.
Dave Allen's already said he's not fighting Moses Atoma. He's taking fights that he can win. On his channel.
There you go. It all depends on if the money's there.
He has said that ages ago on his channel. He has said that. So he might change his mind now if the money's right. Don't know.
Yeah. So, this is 5 months between, I think it was December, wasn't it? Because it was on the Tyson Fury Usyk undercard. It's only been 5 months. And I don't know if you saw a little bit of the face off, Chris. It was quite good, the face. The little gloves are off, sorry. How much do you think Fisher has been able to improve with Mark Tibbs in 5 months? Because it's not a great deal of time, is it?
I don't know why. I hate to. I like him as a person, but I don't rate Johnny Fisher. I don't really rate him.
You never have, though, Chris, have you? No, you've never liked what you said.
I just everything about him is just really, really not very good. Like, as in, you don't have to be a technical boxer, but nothing's like his right hands they're always looping. Sometimes he don't turn over his punches properly.
They're not straight, are they? Yeah, he doesn't throw straight shots.
He don't throw straight shots. They're always like a bit skew with, always, and his footwork's always a bit off. And I don't know. He's just not very good.
Head movement.
Yeah. No head movement. Lateral movement's a bit weird. It's just not very good for me. And
he's just big and strong, isn't he? He's big and strong. He's resilient. I think he's got some heart. He's got a bit of heart.
He's got balls. Yeah. He's got balls. He's got heart. He's big and strong. But I don't think he's going to improve vastly unless they're going to just teach him, learn him his footwork. Because the way he's got to win this fight is he's got to be jabbing and moving because he's got the longer reach. And he can't let Allen come in and he can't get drawn into a fight. He got drawn into a fight last time, but because he's not very good, he hasn't got so many tools in his arsenal to box Allen, fight on the inside, tie him up. He hasn't got all the skills.
Absolutely. I was shocked he was getting in a firefight and blew his load so early. I mean, maybe he got a bit excited, didn't he? He got a bit excited. You can understand that at this stage of his career. He's being pumped up. He's a ticket seller. Wiped out Babic in what, about 12 seconds or whatever it was. And I think he'll come in a little bit more. I think he'll be a lot more cagey in the first couple of that. I don't think he'll come out fucking swinging like he did last time, just gassing himself out. But yeah, that's how he's got to win, Chris. You're right. I think he's 6'5", he's tall, he's got the reach, he's got the power advantage. Got to try and break him down. So my last question before we get some predictions. Eddie Hearn's, he's in danger of kind of losing all his heavyweights, isn't he, right? Anthony Joshua, he's one loss away from being retired, let's be honest.
He's got another injury.
He's got another injury. I think his father time's beginning to catch up with AJ. As much of a physical specimen he is, he's beginning to catch up with him. He's chucking Justice Hooney in with Wardley, massively dangerous. Fisher could easily lose to Allen. 3 of his big heavyweights in the next year could be bye-byes. What's going on, Chris? Eddie Hearn cashing out all his heavyweights? What's going on?
Oh, I thought it's not that. It's just, so Eddie Hearn's got a different style to Frank Warren. And he's been this way for always. Like, Eddie Hearn will throw in prospects. He doesn't build fighters. He builds them, but if an opportunity comes in, he rolls the dice every time, and he don't give a back. Don't forget, remember when AJ fought Dylan White for the British title? That was too soon for AJ and Dylan. Yeah. But AJ wanted it, Dylan wanted it, so he made it.
It's an acid test, Chris, isn't it?
But where Frank Warren won't do that, he will build them properly, the right fights at the right time, so they don't lose. And Eddie Hearn will put them in hard fights early and roll the dice, because sometimes it pays off. Because it paid off. AJ ended up becoming a world champion 2 fights later or something like that. It paid off.
It's a good answer, Chris. It's a really good, because people say there's too much of it. And the reason I agree with you, by the way, the reason I asked it, I had to ask it because it was a good question, because it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's an interesting question, because on the face of it, you think, oh, this is a bit dodgy. But Eddie Hearn said on multiple times, listen, and I think he would say this with the Fisher-Allen fight, and he'd probably say, listen, let's be honest, if Fisher can't beat Allen, Allen's a durable, decent heavyweight, but if Fisher can't get past him, you know, he's no right. So he'd probably be quite honest about it. So, and he might say the same about Hooney. Look, Hooney should be ready for someone like Wardin. So that is what it is. Is that he likes him to get in there and prove himself. And why
it doesn't always pay off, because I remember when Okolie fought Chamberlain, that was the worst fight I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, but I do agree with you. Frank Warren tends to kind of build them up slower. So let's get some predictions. I'll go in there first. I won't sit on the fence. I've been umming and ahhing about this, so I've been looking forward to this fight. Really looking forward to this one. Great domestic heavyweight dust up. Dave Allen wronged in the first fight. I really want to pick Allen, but I just don't trust the shape he's going to come in at. Dave, and you know what I'm saying is, Dave Allen coming in shape gives Fisher a problem. I really think that, but I don't trust him. So I'm going Fisher on points. I did originally have a Johnny Fisher stoppage, but I think he'll win by majority decision. But I think it will be fairly convincing. But this all depends on if Allen's in shape or not. So there we go, Fisher, MD.
Fisher majority decision, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going Dave Allen. I'm going to go Dave Allen. Because I don't know, because I wanted to go from last time, but I didn't trust him. So this time, I'm going to trust him this time. Even though I've been training, he said I've been in camp earlier training, but I've been struggling with the diet. He has admitted that, like a dickhead, on Friday or Thursday.
There you go.
The press conference, he admitted. He said I've been struggling with the food a little bit, like this camp. That's what he said.
It's like that. I'll just kind of leave because I might do a short of this, but I keep saying this. He's kind of like, I always call Bacoli the kind of Congolese Dave Allen. I call Dave Allen the sort of British Bacoli. They're very similar. I think Bacoli's got the better talent, but they've got good ability and they're good heavyweights, but they're just what they put in here is a problem, isn't it?
Exactly. They just can't help it. They can't stick to their nutrition diet. But
no.
I'm going to go Dave Allen, late stoppage, or Dave Allen, split decision. No, actually, yeah, Dave Allen. I think Dave Allen's going to win.
If I had you held at gunpoint, which one would you go for if you had no choice?
Late stoppage.
Late stop. Oh, we like that, people. There we go. Chris has gone late stoppage, put his neck on the line. This is what we do here at Boxing Bros UK. We don't fucking sit on the fence getting spinned. Late stoppage. I'm going for not as exciting, but I think Johnny Fisher might just get the job done in slightly more convincing fashion. So majority decision. But let us know in here. Please let us know who you think's going to. I might do a poll on this in the shorts. Yeah. I think this is close. This is a very, very close fight, Chris. Right. If Dave Allen won by knockout, put it this way, I wouldn't be like, oh God, that's a shocker. It's not either way. Either way, anyone gets clipped. It's not a surprise. It's one of them sort of matchups, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. All right then, guys, leave a comment,
like
and subscribe. Love it.
Right, I'm going to make a note.
Boxing Bros UK. I'm one of them. Be one of them yourself.